Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and I spent all day playing every mode, well, almost every mode, standard, wild, battlegrounds, duels, arena. We did it all over on twitch.tv/Zeddy, so if you haven't come over to hang out yet, please do. It's a lot of fun, but I wanted to give my first impressions, let you know everything that went up to date, everything that happened, as well as Blizzard's explanations as to why Theotar, why Denathrius, why these giant duels changes happened, because a lot of people are kind of upset or confused about a lot of this stuff, and they gave some explanations as to why they made their decisions. And well, I want to open off the video by first thanking everybody. We are really close. We're getting really close to 58k subs. If you haven't subbed already, please hit that button. If we do hit 58k, we're getting a big giveaway, so hit that sub button, make me go broke, blah 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 blah. But regardless, one big update that did happen. I'm just gonna load up the client right now. This stupid exclamation mark, it's still there. What's going on, Blizzard? But yes, this patch was actually not really a patch. It was a hotfix. Hotfix that's server side. There's no actual major download, so stuff like that where it's like mechanical. You'll also note like your daily quest. I'll show that as well. Like I have the friends one. It doesn't show the XP boost still, even though I'm getting more than 1500 XP for that. So yeah, nothing new in the shop. Basically nothing new other than the card changes to standard, to battlegrounds, to duels, and to wild. Well, I guess not wild, because wild got no changes other than, you know, standard cards getting nerfed. So what are my first impressions? And honestly, standard felt the same. I faced all the same decks except one paladin, because paladin is now broken with bannerman. We'll talk about that because that's actually kind of hilarious. Yes, we're gonna fix paladin by giving this minion 1 health. It's not really the case, but yeah, everything felt pretty much the same. I was facing the same decks, but I do note that they felt a lot worse. Guff in particular, them not being able to weave in that extra mana to like ramp and then play something really hurt it. Like it slows it down a lot. Dawngrass with the hero power change felt quite slower. The ramping didn't happen nearly as fast, and Edwin as well does feel slower. But I will admit, I didn't play a ton. I played like 6 or 7 games. I played Relic Demon Hunter and I won all but one game in top 500 legend. So the deck seems to be doing all right. And that's kind of my thing. I feel like the top decks all got significantly worse, and it should allow for the other decks to catch up. It's just people aren't that confident, and there needs to be experimentation and exploration. So I do think this meta will be healthier. If you look at HS replay right now, I don't expect Paladin to skyrocket up, but you can already see the gap has been closing already throughout the day. It'll be very interesting to see what this looks like in 24 hours, as I do think a lot, in particular, Demon Hunter is really going to start catching up, because that Relic DH is pretty darn solid, and now doesn't get completely soloed by Dawngrasp, and Guff might be a little bit too slow. Wanted to give some responses from Blizzard employees about the changes that were made, because I saw a lot of comments in particular about Theotar being very angry and Denathrius not getting hit. And I'll agree, I don't like Theotar. I think it should be changed. It's just such a feels bad card. But this is Aleko Gariko's explanation. He's the balance guru over at Blizzard, and he answered with getting a lot of questions about Theotar. Happy to add a bit of context as to why we didn't change him this patch. We definitely talked about him, but decided against changes for a few reasons. The biggest reason is that our focus this patch was on high confidence changes. We weren't high confidence in what the meta would look like if we changed Theo, especially with all the other changes we were doing. We really wanted this patch to improve things and weren't looking to take big risks, so we decided it was better to wait and see how things land. We're also hitting a number of cards. This patch, Guff, Dawngrass, Kale, Brand, Denathrius combo, the Theo is being played to counter. There's a chance he goes down in win rate, play rate naturally. If he doesn't, he'll definitely be a card we discuss again next patch window. So he's definitely on their radar, and they wanted to go the route of we make Denathrius worse by nerfing Kael'thas, making that Brand combo worse. But the thing is, that combo has kind of been dying down lately. A lot of mages have been cutting it. Druid doesn't run it because they just ramp anyways, but they do have the Guff hit. But overall, it's not just that. Like, it just steals a good hero card. It steals an impactful minion. It just sucks. It feels bad. And I was seeing it in every deck I faced, including aggro decks again today. And I do think, honestly, Theotar probably should have got hit. We'll see. They could be right. Maybe the play rate goes down. It's in nearly 50% of decks as of recording this, but that's our explanation. If you want to know why it didn't get nerfed, that's why. And if you want to know why Bannerman got buffed, if that was supposed to say Paladin, he also responded with this. I also want to quickly talk about the Bannerman buff. I think a lot of players incorrectly interpret buffs we make to a class as a signal that we think the buff will fix all the class's problems. Like we mentioned in the patch notes, that wasn't the goal with this buff. Paladin has some issues right now that we don't think buffs alone can fix. They likely need new cards. The Bannerman buff is a high confidence change we can make to the class, which we believe will make the game more fun, so we did it. There's not much more to it than that. So yeah, they made the card a little bit better because it's not going to really break the game at all. It'll make it a little bit more fun. And I will note, I faced one Paladin today. He played Coin Bannerman into Bannerman and he won. Deck's broken. They should nerf Paladin, but I mean, it's fine. I don't think anyone's upset that this card got buffed. It just sucks that there's not really much else for Paladin to have work. I actually responded about Paladin the same way though, to some people basically regarding it. Like, yeah, they just need new stuff. They need new cards. And if you buff like a Cariel or a broken card, I guess you can make Paladin playable, but at the end of the day, that's not a great route to go. We saw that with Edwin. Buffing like a really good card and making it broken just leads to toxic gameplay, and I think Paladin just needs good tools, and I would expect they'll get it soon. Another very contentious thing, and I will admit, I just don't understand the duels changes. I feel like they killed everything and then some. Like, they nerfed cards I've never seen play in like the last year. It's very confusing, but Matt London, who is the mode's lead design, also gave his insights onto the changes with these comments of lots of duels updates in this patch. In recent months, we've seen a handful of strategies become overwhelmingly popular and determined that the best way to diversify the format is to target these strategies. And personally, when I've been playing, and I've been playing at relatively high ratings between 8,000 and 10,000, it's pretty high overall. It's been mostly like just rush decks and a lot of water elementals like Freeze Mage, and that's basically been it. Since Boars got hit and like Guth got banned, those are basically been the only strats. So they did definitely like destroy those. Like the Freeze Mage thing's gone, which I'm not complaining about, but there's just some weird things going on here. I kind of disagree with some of this stuff, but I'd like to hear you guys' take on it in the comments below. The goal of these changes is to make more strategies viable by making less strategies viable. I guess it can work if you let other things breathe. It's interesting. We've also seen certain signature treasures overperform in early games. These are taking a hit. The goal is not to depower duels, but I will note they nerfed all the cards that got hit were nerfed. There was not one single buff. So you're depowering. You just are, right? So I guess you're trying to make other stuff more powerful by making other things less, but again, kind of weird. Rather, we want player choices meaningful in deck building, power treasure selection, buckets, and especially moment-to-moment gameplay. The best version of duels is one that's chaotic, powerful, and offers both players a chance to win each game. My point being is I feel like now when I'm playing duels, I'm playing a ladder deck with kind of bad passives and hero powers and treasures. I don't feel that chaotic, powerful thing. Like, I played it today and it was just boring. Like, I don't get to do any of the cool busted stuff. It's all gone, it feels like. We need new stuff. I guess that's my my complaint. And here we go. This I kind of went on a little rant in my stream about this. We'll talk about it. A few call outs. Safe Harbor at 2 mana reduced one designer to tears during a playtest. For that, I'm sorry. That card at 2 is ridiculous, obscene, absolutely disgusting. I'll put it on the screen there. It was ridiculous. At 5, it's probably still really good. I agree with that. This is where I'm like, oh no, don't open this. This is a can of worms you don't want to open. Marvelous Mycelium is probably fine, but I'm tired of getting asked about it. You don't say this. You don't say this, because now if someone is annoyed with the card, they're going to spam you saying, please change it. If it annoys you, you'll eventually change it. Like, is that what we're gonna do about Wild? Just spam them with changing it? Please don't do that, by the way. I'm not advocating that. Don't do that. But like, changing a card because you're getting annoyed of getting asked about it, I just feel like it's not really the way to go. I kind of gotta disagree with that one. I don't know. It feels kind of weird, and recent standard changes could lead us to consider unbans for some beloved cards. That'd be really cool. Like, yeah, Guff, Twig, I don't know. Don't do Twig, but maybe Guff. Maybe Guff's all right, or you can tell I play Druid, right? But other cards too. There's a lot of cards like Snowfall. Snowfall could definitely be unbanned at this point. If this round of changes creates new outliers, those will get whacked. So again, we're gonna just kill more archetypes if they're good, but I guess if he's saying clear outliers, not competitive outliers, so that's fine. It's kind of in the realm of regular popular ladder. And to close, I'll say that I'm freaking excited about the current direction of Duels. Some of our biggest additions ever are on the horizon. That's great. The mode needs an infusion more than ever. The latest update that I got to reveal, which was awesome, was just one hero, and it was a hero that was really underwhelming and has been buffed multiple times and is still kind of underwhelming. So I think we could use a bigger update than the last one, because yeah, it just, and even the passives they added, they've nerfed almost all of them too. So one got indirectly buffed, but regardless, players often hang on third-party data aggregation and draw conclusion. This can lead to assumptions. I would encourage players to experiment. Our internal data shows numerous treasures with competitive win rates and low player rates. There are a lot of decks that people are sleeping on, so get out there and find them happy duelsing. So I'm hoping that people find cool stuff to play, because right now when I play Duels, I'm just bored. I'm sorry, I'm bored. It's not fun. I want to play Duels to do busted stuff. Like, that's Duels, and right now I'm not seeing that, but maybe people will discover stuff. So I'll keep an open mind to it, but overall it's kind of discouraging as someone who really likes playing Duels, and I just don't think I'm going to be playing for a little bit. I might take a bit of a break, focus on Standard, because Standard felt pretty fresh today. Let me know what you guys thought of the entire change. There's a lot to digest, but overall I'll try and have deck recommendations for new and powerful decks in the next day or two, see how things settle, and of course keep you guys posted on any news and events in the Hearthstone world. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.